Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the end of our show. Well, I guess not the end of the well, the end of the show, not the end of the series, definitely the end of the season. Um, and we need to figure out what was best, what was worst, what deserves to create a new level of low below D for us to stare at in shame and regret, and having played it at all, and the memories that will haunt us forever after regarding it.
Jurassic Park.
And with that, we're going to start at the very beginning of the season with Sonic the Hedgehog, the game that made the Sega Genesis, except maybe Mortal Kombat as well, and yeah, probably Aladdin had something to do with that. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog. Where would you put Sonic the Hedgehog in this list?
I would say solid A.
Solid A. I agree. Sonic's a good game. It's not my game, but it is a good game. And for what it did for
Yeah.
Sega, it's got to be. I don't know that we can put a Sonic below A. Even Sonic and Knuckles.
No,
Maybe
I'm
Sonic
sure there are
06.
plenty of Sonics we could put below A, just not on the Genesis.
Yeah. I think the sixth one should be, from 06.
Yes.
All right, Gauntlet. Gauntlet 4. I love this genre of game. I know you don't love this genre of game.
Yeah, I see the appeal, but it's not for me. Me personally, I would put it in B.
You'd put it in B?
It's
Okay.
something that I can appreciate but would never play.
I'll agree with that. But B is a good place for Gauntlet. As someone who likes it a lot. Mortal Kombat. Now, we didn't put in the code to make the real blood turn on, and I regret that. We should have done that.
But what would Twitch say? Would they censor us?
I think, depending on the game, you can have your dick out on Twitch. Not IRL. But I think you're allowed to play Conan, and the latest Conan, well, you can change your dick size. So
You're allowed to play Cyberpunk, but nobody wants to.
it's true. And your dick's always out in that, even if you're wearing pants. uh, so Mortal Kombat.
Mm.
I mean, if we're talking iconic games on this list,
Oh, it is absolutely iconic.
it's
I'm just
I
questioning whether or not it's actually good.
it is, I'd say, more iconic than Sonic the Hedgehog.
Given that only, well, no, I can't say that. Sonic got a movie recently too.
Yes, but Mortal Kombat's getting a second one.
You really want to remember the first one? I don't.
Haven't seen it yet. But I will.
Anyway,
Oh baby, I will.
it's the opposite problem we have with Sonic. Sonic started as an exemplar of what the franchise could be, and then took a nosedive. Mortal Kombat, I feel like, started kind of and then just became iconic, partially because of the controversy it caused.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'd say it's definitely top 3 fighting games out there right now. Or fighting game
The
series.
franchise, definitely.
Yeah. Because there's this, then there's Street Fighter. Is that
Uh,
a fighting game? franchise? I don't play
It
fighting
is. I don't
games.
know if it's still around. Tekken is still around. Tekken's
All
apparently
right,
doing pretty
Tekken.
well.
Yeah. Let me just while you tell me what letter you are thinking, I'm gonna look up what goes to Evo.
I can't decide whether it should be top of B or bottom of A. And of course, the best fighting game franchise is Smash.
Well, I mean, obviously, but uh, actually, which Smash?
No, I said franchise, not specific
Okay,
games.
that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, no, I guess Melee is still the only one actively played in. No, I guess Smash Bros. Ultimate is current Evo.
It just got a new character, so yes.
Well, I know Smash Bros. Ultimate is the current game, but Melee is the one that people have been playing and in competition for 30 years. I know it hasn't existed that long, but all right,
It is,
so
but now they can play as a sword with boobs.
so Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Smash Bros. Ultimate. I don't think Grand Blue Fantasy Versus counts.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's at Evo. I don't think it'll be at Evo in 3 years. Whereas Street Fighter and Tekken and Smash Brothers will still be.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, probably. There'll probably be a new one by then. And that one's been pretty good. Under Night in Birth probably won't be here in 3 years.
I'm not sure how I feel about Marvel vs. Capcom because on the one hand, I definitely agree. They're good games. But on the other hand, it just doesn't feel like its own franchise. It exists as a crossover and that's it.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Fighters.
Fighters. Yes.
There will probably be another Dragon Ball game in the next 5 years, and it'll be in Evo. So I'd say Dragon Ball games are uh, fighting games. Soul Calibur 6.
Yeah, I
I,
forgot about Soul Calibur.
yeah, I did too. And Samurai Showdown, which probably won't be here in 5 years. So
Do people still care about Dead or Alive? Do they still make games you can play on a console, or are they just horny gaming now?
we looked that up recently, and I don't remember the answer.
Their most recent game is absolutely horny gaming. The base bare bones game is free to play, and then everything is microtransactions on the theory that if you're playing with one hand, you're not paying attention to what your wallet's doing.
Oh. All right, so Street Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Smash Bros, and Mortal Kombat would be what I say the top five franchises are, and maybe top three would be Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat.
I don't keep up with the fighting game scene much, but I haven't heard much from Soul Calibur in a long time.
That's true. So what would you replace Soul Calibur with? Smash Bros?
What were your top three? Aside from Soul Calibur, what were the other two?
Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat.
Okay, I'd probably replace Soul Calibur with Tekken actually.
Okay.
Smash is absolutely fun, but it's not very deep.
No, it's not. Unless you break the code in Melee, which they all do. Bottom of A. Dick
Yeah, I'll go with
Vitale's.
that.
It's awesome, baby! College hoops. I hate this game. I hate that this game exists. I hate what this game did. this game tried, like, the way it went to 3D, major air quotes, very impressive. It did not work, but
Yeah,
very impressive.
mechanically, what they attempted was great. It didn't work.
Yeah, I think this and Herzog Zwei are on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
Dick Vitale's "It's Awesome, Baby" College Hoops is a mouthful, and tried and succeeded to make a really cool 3D thing, and then butchered everything else. I mean, it was way ahead of its time, and then sucked. Whereas Herzog Zwei, also a little bit of a mouthful, created an entire RTS and succeeded from what it looked like.
Yeah.
I mean, like we
I
were
would.
watching two computers play against each other. I don't know that I would have been able to beat them on easy because I suck.
Not your
Um,
first match.
no, certainly.
We were still trying to figure out what the things on the screen meant in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. But still, like they were competent, and they didn't look like I am a computer and therefore I have instantly won because I know everything in the game competent. They were actually like going through menus, which I really appreciate the fact that they did that. Um,
Yeah,
D
Dick
D D or
Vitale's.
lower.
I would put that at the top of D for Dick, because they get points for trying something cool and failing, but they did fail.
Yeah. So Dick Vitale, I know you're not rolling in your grave for this because you're not dead yet somehow. But your game, it's not awesome, baby.
Yeah.
All right, Streets of Rage. This game
Mm,
seemed simple-ish. I mean, it's the same game as a lot of other games that we've played.
yeah, it's a
Uh,
solid formula. It's hard to mess up that formula. I'd put it in B. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything special.
yeah, this that's right. I couldn't remember because we just piled them all together in a single episode last season of Double Dragon, River City Ransom, and oh, no, I guess Punch Out was actually a different game, but like the other two, basically the same game as this.
Yeah.
Um, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's always room to do other things, but yeah, it wasn't that great. You said B?
Yeah, B.
Okay. Fantasy Star 4.
What do you think on this one? Because I'm partial to JRPGs, but I know they're not everyone's cup of tea.
I am hit and miss on JRPGs. Like I really like Final Fantasy 1 through 5 ish. 4 mostly, or 1 through 6, I guess. 5 mostly. Um, but it wasn't really that good, and
The menu system was absolutely a mess.
which is a shame because that's literally JRPGs.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
I mean, not nowadays necessarily. Uh but
It's the
uh
one part you can't screw up if you're going to make an enjoyable game, and they screwed it up.
pre 2000 JRPGs are menus. They're menus, and you sometimes get the ability to walk around an open world. That's it.
Yeah.
And when the menu sucks, like it did in this game, and what was it last season that it sucked? Dragon Quest.
Yep.
It just it's hard to recover from that. Um, so I'd say C.
I want to give it B, but yeah, C. It.
It can be top
I
of
could have
C.
looked past the menu, I think, but yeah, the menu would have ruined it.
I mean, the menu wasn't fun for the 20 minutes or 40 minutes, I guess, we played it. The game had just started.
Yeah.
That's a lot more time for it to go even worse. All right, Sonic. I guess just stick it in the middle there, or do you think it should go above Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, I'd say stick it in the middle. One thing we didn't actually try with it, that I'm kind of sad we couldn't, is the ability to plug it into a different Sonic cartridge and put Knuckles in those.
Yeah, but I don't know if our system has that option.
It probably doesn't, and even if we could have done it somehow, I don't think the other games were designed for Knuckles in the first place, so I don't
No.
think those would have worked too well. But it is a really cool capability that they did that they really didn't have to, and they did anyway.
Yeah. Um. Yeah.
Castlevania Bloodlines. What do we do with this one?
It was a normal Castlevania game. And that's it. It was an average Castlevania game. I
Yeah,
mean,
so
I guess it had one thing going for it so far is that it had the best graphics we've seen. Because that's something Sega could do was better graphics. I don't think there was a Castlevania for the SNES. Oh, well, I guess there's Super Castlevania. Um,
oh,
cause
I just realized if the selling point for the Genesis is the better graphics, then Jurassic Park goes in the bottom of F. If anything else goes in F tier, Jurassic Park goes below it.
I mean, it wasn't necessarily the only selling. Sega Genesis was stronger than the Super Nintendo. It had better processors, and uh, the consoles at the time did not really differentiate processors, so you could use that for gameplay, or you could use that for audio, or you could use that for uh, graphics, and it was all pretty much the same processor.
It
So
did what Nintendo didn't.
yeah, which is have Jurassic Park on it. Oh shit! Actually, there was a Jurassic Park SNES game developed by Ocean Software. Ocean Software is
Sega
known
does
for
what
good things.
Nintendo don't, especially when it shouldn't.
I will tell you one thing though. Here, let me pull this up so that I can do it correctly. Jurassic Park's NES was significantly worse. Significantly worse.
Oh no.
Look at the T-Rex. Look at the
Oh no.
T-Rex.
That looks almost as bad as the mascot for UAB.
Look at the T-Rex.
Have you ever seen the
Oh.
mascot for UAB?
No, I was gonna pull this over and look it up.
Its head is a rectangle for some reason. The rest is competently drawn, and just it's a dragon with a rectangle for a head.
Yeah. It's not great.
No, it's not.
All right. Well,
It's actually somehow worse than SPSU's mascot, which is Georgia Tech but green.
Oh, shut up. Horny the Hornet was great. Low B, high C.
Low.
Okay.
I don't think there was anything wrong with it. It just wasn't special.
Yeah. Prince Ali, fabulous he. Genesis, Aladdin.
Alibaba.
All right, so where are you gonna rank the genie, sis, on this?
Lower now. Mm,
The game was good. There was nothing wrong with any of the controls. There is a little bit of bullshit with some of the enemies, but that's true of literally every game we have played in this series. Uh,
yeah, that's just
the,
how games do back then.
yeah, it's how games did. Um,
I would
the
say
music was great.
low A.
Low A? Okay. Above or below Mortal Kombat?
Above.
Okay. Above or below Sonic and Knuckles?
Below.
Okay.
Let's keep them together.
Awesome Possum!
Let's call it what it is. It's Bubsy ripoff.
No, it's Awesome Possum! B for Bubsy, C for Bubsy, C for crap,
Yeah, I'm thinking
D for darn this game.
I'm thinking C for Bubsy. It was playable, but it didn't really look fun.
Okay.
What
It
do you think?
wasn't. It wasn't fun. Yeah. I've played better Flash games.
Yeah. Mellow Mushroom, the game.
The game. The video where John rapped. So, where would you rank this game? I know you're gonna rank it pretty low because, clearly you've never done drugs.
I will allow you to put it in B.
You will allow me to put it in B. Wow. Okay.
What do you think?
That's higher than I thought you would. Um.
I do not like this game's aesthetics, but mechanically it looked okay for the most part.
This. I don't know what your problems were with the 90s. 90 kids will know that these aesthetics were tip top.
I hated these even in the 90s.
uh This is the game that changed Toe Jam and Earl from being a top-down weird thing to being a side-scrolling weird thing. And it was very controversial at the time, but they did it anyways, and it went well, and it changed the future of the franchise, and people love it for that. It has great music, and because of that, it would go below Castlevania. However, purely from the existence of the rap that's in the manual and the fact that nobody else has done it, and so I'm the only one that's done it to my knowledge, and that will always forever hold a special place in my heart. I'm gonna put it just below Gauntlet 4. It's not top of
Okay.
B, but it's next in line. All right, so no, come on.
F for Fire Emblem.
F for Fire Emblem. Actually, you know what? There we go. Gunstar Heroes.
Gunstar Heroes looked pretty fun. I'd say A.
Hey, interesting. It's going below Aladdin.
Yeah.
All right. Oh no. It should automatically bring me to the new one when I make it. Oh. There we go. There we go.
Yep.
All right, our last one. Herzog 2. You know what? In the video itself, I actually wasn't able to talk about this. I brought it up and then I never actually went into it. This game is really hard to find anything about, which is strange for a game that repeatedly reaches the top of like top 10 Sega Genesis games, or Sega Genesis games that everyone should play, or stuff like that. It was very, very difficult to find anything. Like I couldn't even find any sprite rips from the game, which there's sprite rips of Awesome Possum. There's sprite rips of Gunstar Heroes and Panic on Funkatron, which isn't that surprising for that one. But like, there's
Dick
there's
Patel.
yeah, there's sprite there's everything ripped from Dick Vitale's. There's sprite rips from Jurassic Park. Like, for a game that's horrible and no one played except for my brother and me a little bit. There's still sprite rips from it. Nobody has anything for this. Most I was able to find was a small handful, like single handful of screenshots, and that was it. So, but incredibly impressive game. Where does it go?
If it was me, I would give it. I would give it its own A minus tier.
So in between A and B.
Yeah, because on the one hand, the gameplay was revolutionary, and where it was good, it would have been great. But at the same time, playing against the computer looks like it would have been awful, and playing against another human meant you would have had to do that awful split screen. So there wasn't a condition in which the game would have actually been great.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose so. Now, the question is, if we had to give something an S tier, would it be Sonic the Hedgehog?
If we had to give something S, then yeah, I'd say the first Sonic.
Okay. But we're not going to, because I don't know that
Nope.
it deserves that.
It doesn't. A through D are the only tiers that are mandatory.
Yeah. Alright, well, thanks everyone for coming. This has been a fun season. It could have been more fun if it was for a better console, but we'll have to wait till next season for that. Tim, do you know what the next console we get to play as is?
Not off the top of my head. What is it?
Season 4. We're bringing back the Game Boy.
Nice.
Original Game Boy. Not any of the color or advance or... No. Original gray block
Not
Game
even gray
Boy.
block. Green block.
Well, that was the screen. I'm talking about the actual console. Giant,
Oh, yeah.
giant gray brick. Like, you can build a building with it.
You could.
You could.
You could literally blow the thing up with a bomb and it would still work.
Yeah. You couldn't see the screen,
Someone did
though.
that once.
You could never see the screen on this. I don't care what lighting there was. It was
No.
horrible. I don't know how,
When I
but
was a kid with
color got it
a Game
worse.
Boy Pocket, I would actually, when we were driving in the car at night, I would hold it up to the streetlight and play it a few seconds at a time as we drove past a streetlight.
Yeah, that's what I would do as well. That and the Game Boy Color, because somehow the Game Boy Color was worse. It went backwards, and I had all different types of attachments to make it, to add a light above it, and it somehow made everything worse. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we'll see you next season, whenever that is. It won't be right away. And thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time. Builds an army as it walks around, and the army basically only does something when you're there with them.
Are we talking? I know there was a Command and Conquer game that was supposed to be like that.
Yeah, that was 4. We don't talk about 4. But it wasn't Command and Conquer.